think they made these in the early 80s, like 80 to 84. The serial number on the transformer, the back of the chassis has a 74 in it. I don't know if maybe this was made earlier than I think. Anyway, it's an old piece. It's not a piece of junk. You'll hear that in a second. It's actually an awesome amp. 2 channels, kind of the typical Fender setup. The normal channel just has volume, treble, and bass. The reverb side has full complement of tone controls as well as controls for reverb and the built-in analog phaser. Right now I have it on low power mode. I'm not sure by what mechanism that is accomplished. I think maybe it's like a Pinto triode thing. Maybe they were just like way ahead of their time on that. I have it on the normal setting here. We'll mess with that, just kind of see what it sounds like with the bright switch on. Anyway, without further ado, here's the. I'm playing through this Weber attenuator just to handle some impedance mismatch issues, but since it's reactive, it's going to take care of all that. I'm playing through these 2 cabinets here, this Mesa Boogie and this Crank. I've got vintage 30s in here, and I've got creamback 75s in there. Anything else I need to talk about? I'm only knocking the level back a little bit. It's like a 5-10% attenuation, something like that. Again, this is really just serving to balance out any impedance mismatches. Anyway, without further ado, here we are. Input 1 of the normal channel, Stratocaster, back pickup. So front pickup. Got the volume on about 4.5. Let's crank it up to 7. Hear a little bit of bark there. That's kind of actually sounds pretty killer. That hurts. That's loud. All right, input 2. It's just the same thing, but just with a pad. So if you have a guitar with high output pickups and you want to kind of rein it in a little bit, so you maybe don't get some of that power section distortion going, that's where you go. But treble and bass, pretty standard. Over here on the reverb channel, volume's at 5. They actually sound pretty similar. So if you had a setup with maybe a channel, like a foot switch, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the radial, the one I have is the switch bone, where you can kind of switch back and forth like an amp switcher. You could switch back and forth between the channels and have a different line, a different pedal chain going into each one. So maybe your dirt box is going into this one with it set kind of dark, and then leave this one to be bright and sparkly with the compressor and all the other stuff. So I don't know, just something to think about. So yeah, back pickup, we'll do that. It's a very big, full sound. Bass is up at 5 right now, which, in a lot of Fender style amps, you get the bass up and it gets this kind of rumbly, sort of, unpleasant sound. I think maybe it's just because of the sheer wattage that we're pushing with the power section. Out of 4 6L6s, which, my triple rectifier over here is 150 watts with 6 6L6s. I think Leo and legend has it Leo Fender had something to do with this, but whomever designed this amp did a fantastic job of squeezing a lot of power out of just 4 6L6s, which is another thing that's kind of cool. When it comes time to retube, you're not going to break the bank. Also, the preamp section is solid state, so you don't have a bunch of 12AX7s, 12AT7s, whatever, in there as well. So just 4 6L6s. So Let's check out the bright switch. I'm going to go to the back notch position, which is kind of a notoriously bright sound on a Stratocaster. Bright switch on. It's a very nice sound. The amp in general seems a lot louder and more lively with it on. So I think if you were doing something like, I don't know, the old Steve Miller, those kinds of tunes where you have really kind of a slinky Strat sound, the bright mode is good. Personally, I like it better off. So anyway, a little bit of hiss with the bright switch on, but nothing big. Let's check out the reverb. Very nice. Let's just crank the reverb up. Reverb on 10. Very nice sounding spring reverb. The real deal. None of this digital simulated nonsense. The real deal. So the other cool thing about this amp is the phaser. Let's hear that. Alright, so let's check speeds. All the way up. All the way down. I still don't think we've gone all the way through the filter suite. So it can get really slow. The other cool kind of secret superpower is if you pull the speed knob, you can freeze the phaser in time. I can't really think of a situation where you would want to do that. Maybe if you just wanted to hit the switch and have some weird off kind of sound, maybe you would do that. I don't know. It's cool they included it. So that's the deep mode. Here's the normal mode on the phaser. Deep. Normal. You know, now that I think about it, deep and normal might be low end for the amplifier. Yep. This just in, folks. The deep normal switch has nothing to do with phaser. And in fact, I guess deep adds a ton of low end to this thing, which is cool. And I guess, you know, if you're a bass player, you can probably play bass through this too. Maybe it wouldn't be my first choice for a bass amp, but I don't know, it's there. Before I wrap up, I just want to play a few kind of dirt boxes through it just so you get a feel for what they sound like. Here's a Ibanez TS Mini. So if you want to do the Stevie Ray thing, it's there. Alright, here's a big muff. I'm going to turn we'll leave the reverb on. octave fuzz in front of that. I've got the deep switch on. This could be more low end than the camera can pick up, that's for sure. Huge, massive, gigantic sound. Yeah, I don't know. And you know, the volume's on 5. It's not absolutely killing me. Again, I do have a little bit of attenuation going, but sounds fantastic. You know, at this kind of normal volume. Once the volume starts to get past 5, it just kind of goes up asymptotically to the point where if it's on 8 or 9, you can't be in the room with the thing. Let's see, what else do we need? I got a blues driver here too. Let's just hear that real quick. It's not going to be nearly as cool and dramatic as that was, but... yeah, sounds great. It sounds cool, man. It really does. So let's go a little nuts with the swishy, swirly stuff. I got a compressor, a carbon copy, and an MXR reverb going here. So anyway, this is a cool amp. You know, some big players have played these over the years. Eric Clapton is in their marketing and the manual for the thing, you know, back in the day with a bunch of these full stacks. I had previously posted a YouTube video from the Guitologist where he's actually working on Johnny Hyland's HD-150, and you can really hear somebody play through the thing if you go watch that. Again, the Guitologist HD-150. Just search it on YouTube and you can find it. I guess I'll probably upload this video and replace that, just so you can hear exactly what this one sounds like. Prove that it works. All the functionality is there. It kicks ass. I don't know what to say. You know, I really don't want to get rid of the thing, but I have a stupid number of amplifiers right now, and some of them got to go. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this was somewhat informative. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and post them in the comment section or drop me a line somewhere. Thanks. Cheers.